For those of you who don't know, I'm Maggie, and today I am really excited to be talking to you about travel things because it's been forever and I feel like everybody is just excited to hit the road. And so while we were cooped up in our houses, I got to thinking about what are some travel bags that I'm ready to refresh, or what are some travel things that I need? And my cosmetics bag is one thing that stood out. And so for the longest time, I've used this kind of train case style bag. I got this from Target probably 4-ish years ago. I've done 2 packing videos with this bag that I'll be sure to link below for you. And I have loved it. And I still love it. I'm not gonna get rid of it, but it has this upper compartment here that holds little travel size bottles. It has an entire area for makeup brushes. And then it has this bottom area where I pretty much put everything else. This has served me well for so long, but it's gotten dirty. And because I pack this full every time, it wasn't squishing down. This does take up a ton of real estate in my suitcase, and so I was just looking for something a little bit different. So then enters this bag. So this is the Calpak Small Cosmetics case, and they have a large version that looks exactly like this. And I actually put out a poll on my Instagram saying, here's all of the pros and cons that I've weighed of each. Which size do you think I should end up going with? And the small bag did win, and then Calpak was nice enough to send this to me. Now that I've taken this on a trip, and I've understood how it functions in real travel form, I think this is the perfect time for me to do a little packing video, along with this other cosmetics bag that I kind of have to supplement with now that this doesn't have as many pockets, I guess, as the other bags. So let's go ahead and dive into the packing part of this video, and at the end, we'll kind of chat through the pros and cons.
And the biggest difference between how I used to pack and how I pack currently is the fact that I'm packing in 2 bags versus 1. So the big train case that I used to utilize had a space for makeup brushes, and I could put all of my face washing tools and hairbrush that are living in here, plus my cosmetics, plus my makeup all in one bag. However, it was a really big bag, and sometimes it was really disorganized, which is why I am switching over to this method of packing. Who knows? I'll probably switch between the 2, but for now, let's go ahead and talk about what's in this Calpak case. So this is their small cosmetics case, and I went back and forth deciding between the large one and the small one, and I really wish that there was a medium, but this small one fits a surprising amount of stuff in it, and I don't even have it full, which you'll see soon. I opted to go with this kind of neutral beige tone just because I like for everything to kind of match, and so I have a lot of blue suitcases, and I thought that this would look nice with it. Loved the gold zippers, and they're so big and substantial that I feel like I'm not gonna have issues with these zippers in the long term. I love that this has a nice little carrying handle, and the fact that it has clear sides. This, I think, is TSA compliant, so I could just stick this in the little basket if I'm going through security or something, and they can see everything inside. And I just like it because it's really easy to find things, which was a huge con to me packing in that big train case that I have been doing for years. So I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit closer, and we're gonna go through both sides of my bag, how I have it organized, and what I'm bringing along with me. So when I open this up, you can see I have this separated into 2 separate sides. I like to keep my makeup on one side and then hair care, skin care, kind of other toiletries on the other side. So I'm actually gonna start with this one. And as you can see, I did pack mostly travel size items, but this does fit some full size products. And I do try to make sure that they all fit within that TSA 3.3 fluid ounce limit, or maybe it's 3.4 fluid ounces now. Either way. Okay, so starting with the hair care, skin care side of things, I always travel with a dry shampoo. I feel like I get really greasy when I'm on the road, and this is always just nice to refresh throughout the day, especially if you're going somewhere hot. And I really do like this living proof dry shampoo and have this in a full size at home, so it's kind of nice to keep things consistent if I can. Another thing that I always try to have is some kind of nighttime moisturizer. This one came in some sort of kit, so right now I'm using the Tatcha water cream, and this is great. I like something that's extra moisturizing and thick at night, and this definitely fit the bill. Next we have a little travel toothpaste, nothing super exciting here. But this is actually something that is kind of exciting. This is my new little Quip flosser that I got in a Cos box, or I guess an All True box before they changed their name. And I love that you can just click it up and click it down, and it keeps everything really sanitary. Plus you can buy refills for this, so I can always keep it in this really pretty copper canister. Next up, a cleanser. I love the Paula's Choice cleansers. At one point I ended up buying this travel size bottle, but I always have a full size on hand, so I can just refill this as necessary. This is just a little lip balm that I like to put on. I feel like when I travel, my skin gets a little bit dry, and this is just nice to have when you're getting ready in the morning. This is the Glossier Mint Balm.com. I've had this for ages, honestly. It's nothing to write home about, but if
if I have it, I'm gonna use it up. Okay, random hair things. I like to bring these clips if I'm bringing any sort of styling tool along. So if I'm curling my hair or straightening my hair, I like to have this to put my hair up in different sections. This particular type of little ponytail holder I like to have because you can sleep in this and it doesn't crease your hair, which is so nice when you're traveling so that you don't have to shower every day and do your hair every day, and then just a normal ponytail holder in the event that I need it. I have my favorite pair of tweezers. This is like an ancient Revlon pair, but I use this every day and travel with it. I don't have separate tweezers because I love these. This little Q-tip case I have had for years. I think I purchased it for $3 one time, and then I just refill it with my own Q-tips. And so this is something I cannot travel without, even though it's taking up a lot of real estate. A travel contact solution. Obviously you could leave this out if you didn't have contacts, but this is one that I've been enjoying for a long time. And then the actual contact case that it goes with. I've been trying to be really diligent about double cleansing, and so this is just one of those balm cleansers. So I threw this in here so that when I wash my face at night, if I'm not showering, I can use the double cleanse system, and this isn't taking up a ton of room. And lastly, I was able to fit this full-size Paula's Choice Essential Glow Moisturizer. And this to me is my ideal kind of travel SPF because it's a moisturizer, it has SPF 30, and it's almost like a glowy primer. So you're kind of getting 3 products in one tube, which I think is nice because it cuts down on how much you have to actually travel with. And this stuff is just really, really good. I love it. So as you can see, everything fits in there nicely. I even have ample room, as you can kind of see with the added space here by the zipper. I just kind of shove everything in here until it fits. Like, even if you think it's not gonna fit, I promise if you just do a little bit of a puzzle, it fits in here. So there's all of the skincare, hair care, everything that I need while on my travels. So now let's flip over to the makeup side of things. So on the makeup side, I honestly could have gone with more full-size products, but if I have travel size makeup products, I typically try to use them up so that they don't go bad. Just FYI, you can see I have ample space in this makeup side. Just know that you definitely have capacity for more if you're somebody that likes to bring like a couple of blush options or bronzer options or something along those lines. All right, first thing on the top here, this is just this number 7 powder that I use to set my under eyes. I have to travel with this in the summer because I feel like my makeup can kind of, I don't know, transfer and just kind of break apart easily if I don't use it. So this is one that I'm willing to take up a lot of real estate for. I also have this Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. Again, I even have a smaller cream highlight that I could have brought, but this is the one that I've been loving the most right now, and it fit, so it came with me. I also have this Skylar perfume. This one just happens to be in the scent Beach House, which came from their scent club, but I love traveling with these roller balls because it doesn't take up a lot of real estate, and you can kind of transfer this to your purse easily if you want to have it with you when you're on your trip, just to freshen up throughout the day. I also have this Tula Rose Glow and Get It stick. It's just this kind of like highlight stick that kind of gives you some luminosity under your eyes, and I seriously don't know how I lived without this. I use this every single day. And when you travel, let's say you didn't want to bring like a separate highlight, this can actually kind of act as a highlight for you too. So kind of a good multi-purpose product, which is great for travel. I definitely recommend this. The bronzer that I have here is this little NARS Laguna bronzer, and I just got this in the Sephora birthday kit, so that was nice, but again, definitely had room for my full-size Physicians Formula bronzer if I needed to bring it along. For blush, I ended up going with this Phase Zero blush that I think I got in a FabFitFun not too long ago, and it's just this great, I don't know, very universal blush color that has a great luminosity to it. For eyeshadow, I brought this little e.l.f. quad, and I love this Maybelline color tattoo. It's in the shade Socialite. This is great if you just want like a 1-shade look and you're done, but I brought this because I could obviously have this as an all over lid shade, this as an all over lid shade, this color to kind of darken things up at night, and then a transition shade if I'm using the palette, or this. So I thought that these 2 products are perfect. They're small and they give me every kind of look I could need. This was probably the best investment that I made many years ago, and it was buying this little travel size Laura
Mercier powder. Now this does have actual Laura Mercier powder in it right now that I had refilled from a bigger one that I had, but just going ahead and buying this once allows you to refill it with whatever powder you want going forward, and then you can always travel with a loose powder, which I prefer over pressed powders most of the time. My favorite concealer, it's this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and obviously very compact as are most concealers, but that's what I've been using lately. And then these three kind of eye products. So I have like a black liquid liner, this mascara, and then I have this little dual-ended brow product, as you can see here. This, by the way, is so good. Some of you recommended this to me, and this is awesome. And last but not least, I also have this Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream in the shade number 23. This is what I like to call my like spring and summer shade. I could totally wear this year round, but oftentimes in the winter I switch to 21, just FYI if you have a similar skin tone as me. But this is my favorite BB cream to travel with because it has SPF 42, which is great because usually when I'm traveling, I'm out and about outside. It stays on all day, it looks really natural, it's breathable. I just love it. And I could bring this full-size thing along because I don't think that it exceeds like the 3.4 limit. So it can live in this little cosmetics bag with no issue. So aren't you impressed with how much this can fit? I feel like I was very pleasantly surprised the first time that I ever packed this. And I can say now that I've officially used this on a trip that it was so easy to kind of navigate, and I could easily pack it up and put it back in my suitcase if I didn't want my bathroom counters to be dirty. It left me additional room in my suitcase that I haven't traditionally had. I really can't say enough good things about this case. So now we're gonna move on to that separate bag that I have packed to show you what else I usually bring toiletry wise. But it also has one of those surprising amounts of capacity. So it's double-sided and it just opens up like this. And I like that it opens up all the way down the side, as you can see. So the zipper goes all the way to the bottom, so it's really easy to find and access everything. You have these pockets on both sides if you need to separate things out, but I pretty much just keep things in this bigger pocket here. All right, so first thing here is this PMD. Obviously this case is taking up a lot of room, but because this is washing my face, I do like to keep it sanitary and clean, and so the case does come with me. I love this. This is the PMD Pro, and it has 4 settings, and it dries really quickly so that you can easily pack up and go without being worried about having water all in this case, growing nasty stuff inside. Now, this is not pretty. I need to get a makeup brush roll. I thought I had one, but apparently I gave it away many years ago, so I just wrapped all of my brushes in a washcloth, which obviously works perfectly fine. And as you can see here, I have all of my eye brushes, my concealer brush, I have my highlighter brush here, powder brush, bronzer brush, and blush brush. So these I just wrap up just like it's a brush roll and then just kind of place it inside. And I do this because I want to keep all of the makeup off of this bag and the other items in it, but also just to protect my brushes and keep them a little bit cleaner to avoid any sort of bacteria and things while you travel. You know, just keeps things a little cleaner. I also have my deodorant here, and this is 3 ounces. So a lot of people, I feel like, think that they need to go buy a travel deodorant, and you don't, because 3 ounces actually falls under that limit for gels and liquids. So you should be good traveling with this. I've never had an issue with it. My retainer, my Tangle Teaser. This is typically the hairbrush that I travel with just because it's so small, but I haven't used this in ages, and I think I really prefer my wet brush. This one actually kind of hurt when I was trying to brush my hair out, so I may end up traveling with my wet brush going forward, but I do love how compact this is. And then lastly, my Quip toothbrush, which I love because this not only is the cover for your toothbrush, but it's also the stand for your toothbrush so that you can kind of keep it off of hotel room counters and things like that to keep it a little bit more sanitary. And the Quip here is actually cut out, and so it allows your toothbrush to breathe and dry so that it's not just sitting in there in a wet environment.
It's pretty clear. I really love this cosmetics case. And after taking it on a trip, I can truly say that even though it is named the Small Clear Cosmetics case, it actually has plenty of space. You saw clearly that I had extra room in the little makeup department. So if you don't already have travel size makeup, I don't think that there's a reason or a use case for you to go out and actually buy travel size makeup if you buy this bag, most of my full size products would definitely have fit in here. Another thing that I love about this is that it is a TSA compliant size and it's clear. So they can see through it. You can take this out very easily and just stick this in the bin that has to go through security. And I think that's an A++. The one thing that kind of gets me about this bag is that it doesn't have a place for makeup brushes, which I know a lot of bags don't offer that. And so that is one thing that a train case style like this has going for it, is because everything is in one place. However, because of that, it's also kind of a con, because if you're throwing everything in these big, deep pockets, then things tend to get lost in the shuffle. I feel like I was always digging through my makeup bag and it was kind of hard to identify things. And here you can clearly see where everything is. It's really easy to navigate the bag and find what you need. You can see too on this clear area, you're gonna run the risk of getting makeup on this bag. I think that's just the nature of a makeup bag. As you can see, this bag is stained with makeup after years of use, even after wiping it down. So I think that you're gonna run into that issue no matter what bag you get. However, this one is super easy to wipe down. If you just have some sort of like makeup wipe or even some sort of Clorox wipe or something, it gets the powders and everything right off. So at first, I was like, man, I didn't really think about the fact that this doesn't have a brush holder and that I can't hold everything at once. But I felt way more organized having two separate bags than I did having one. And I think that that's just what I want when I travel. I want to be able to easily find and access things. And these two bags actually took up less space in my suitcase than did this one super full train case. So even though I'm packing in two separate bags, it's not taking up any ample space that I could be using for something else. I actually got a little room back in my suitcase. If you're curious about how I pack like my rolling suitcase in general, I have about 1 million away luggage packing videos that I can link in the description box below for you. If you are ready to hit the road and you're interested in buying your own small clear cosmetics case, I'll be sure to have a link directly to this product in the description box below for you. That's all I have. If you're interested in any more travel related videos, I'll be sure to link the playlist and individual videos so that you can easily find them below. And if you like this video, then like it. Stick around, subscribe, join the community, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!